Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of Season 1, or the pilot, or 0.0, however we're going to refer to it retroactively, of the eUSL Fantasy League. We left off in our last episode ending on a 1-1 VSI Pally and Wilmington Town result. Dane Kelly with a goal in the second half was enough to salvage a draw for us, but looking elsewhere, Strangers takes a 1-0 victory over Dead Wells, and Cloudsdale and Elizabethtown takes a 0-0 result. It's basically down to Elizabethtown or Strangers to win the league on the final day of the season, and as a matter of fact, it will kind of turn out to be that Strangers and Cloudsdale will be facing each other, and I will be facing Elizabethtown, so I could certainly be someone standing in the way of their title as they play us, and Cloudsdale could be standing in the way of Strangers' eventual possible triumph, as we have Dead Wells and VSI Pally playing in kind of a cellar dweller match, but at least I can stay level on points if Dead Whales pick up a win, which means it's all the more crucial that I pick up a win. I actually handed Elizabethtown a 2-1 defeat earlier in the season, and it shows kind of how crucial the matches all have been. But 11 goal differential, we're back down to -1, a 4-1-4 record right now, so I'll be excited to see how we lead into the final match. Dane Kelly leading the league in goals and at an average rating. He's easily been just kind of player of the season so far. I've been excited to have him on the team. I should have been playing him a lot sooner than I did, but Dane Kelly sure has been one of the best sides to be playing in the league. One of the best teams, or players, that is. Let's check the inbox and see kind of how we should be lining up for this next match. Just 24,000 at the VSI Pally fixture, but it'll be on the road, and Elizabethtown will have a chance to lift the cup on their own home turf. Something every team dreams about that's almost as good as lifting the league title on your rival's home turf. Yeah, the clear favorites. Evens, and we're at 12-5 just to pick up a draw, so we'll see what we can do headed into this match. The way it's seen, that we don't have injuries that kind of carry over match to match, although I wish there was a way to possibly activate that, because I feel like it would add to strategy, although then you would have some teams who would get it would make it more difficult and not as indicative to the team's success if we had a bunch of players who end up getting injured. Cards are just a part of the game, and I feel like that's fine to have those suspensions, but so this is more of a roundabout way of saying that Cameron Lancaster should be back in the starting 11 for this match, and we'll see kind of how we go. Let's see. Yeah, Sebastian Valquez has actually been playing a lot better as of late than Into, so I may want to make that substitution and have... Actually, later on in the match, I'll probably end up going along with who we have so far. But yeah, this has been a pretty exciting first season, or at least pilot season, I guess, for us on how we've been playing. The top half of the table is still certainly in reach. When I started this series, it made it my goal to actually finish in the top half of the table, so this is all certainly doable, but we have to pick up points today in this match. this is at least still a reminder that you guys still have the opportunity to join us for this next season that we play. We definitely want to get more than the 6 players that we have to join into this new season. We'll be redrafting all the teams, so no one's getting any scraps or the leftovers from this. It'll still be the same USL Championship and USL League One teams or players being doled out amongst the rest of us, that we should be able to pick them for our sides and come up with a relatively balanced season. It seemed like last year, or for this past season, that we've had a very top-heavy type of teams. Like, for instance, if you take my team with Dan Kelly, Solon Asante, Valquez on it, it certainly seems top-heavy for a few teams, but if you really want to take a look at those players that'll will potentially lead you to success and glory, look at those from Elizabethtown, and you should be able to at least kind of find a way through. Still shocking that we picked up that last win last time out, but Elizabethtown motivated to win the title this year, or I believe will not take anything lightly with this match. Here's a look at the Elizabethtown roster. It seems like Ever Guzman and Daniel Rios will be those really good players to look at, so if you want to try and find a guy to bring in and kind of bolster your team, those are definitely going to be good picks, I would imagine. But looking to our side, and Elizabethtown will leave it all out on the table here, and they have to pick up the result, or Queens Park Strangers could waltz in and take the title away from them. Even a draw may not be good enough if Strangers can pick up a win against Cloudsdale. I think for the best situation for myself is to pick up a win, and I would need Strangers to win as well, and that would get me to finish in the top half of the table, but that would also mean the AI team of Queens Park Strangers will end up being our league champion, which would actually be kind of embarrassing for all of us if the computer is the side that outmanages the rest of us. So, but that would be the best situation, and that would bring me to finishing in the top half of the table, which, as I had stated, is my goal. Out of the title race, so it's basically the concern is finishing in a decent spot, but we could certainly find our way and finish still maintaining a 4th place result. That would mean Dead Wills would have to win, and I think only winning by 1, they would actually get the head-to-head tiebreaker, I think, unless we're doing a goal scored, which I still think they have the advantage in. Not finishing in 6th, which is reassuring, but I definitely want to try and maintain the position that I have. To get 16 points from 10 games is pretty decent. It's better than I certainly had felt that I would have been playing this year. Who else are we waiting on to try and move forward? Okay. So just waiting on my opponents and Dead Wills. We also just realized here in the chat, the manager of the Dead Wills FC had pointed out that the Queens Park Strangers is basically a team of all English players here that just play in USL. So that's where a lot of their strategy had come from, to get a big English roster. I thought that was just more kind of a generic, they had to be based somewhere, so we based them in England. But that's certainly impressive, and kind of shows how well that the English players are in this league, that they can also still dominate for a large portion of the game. move into the dressing room, and let's give a really good pep talk just to go out and pull off an upset. 6 Elizabethtown players are set. Let's kick this off and let's get going. I'm excited. Let's leave it all out there on the floor. We have nothing to lose for this match. Here we go. Dane Kelly gets this underway as Enzo Martinez takes the ball in the midfield. Over to Taylor, over to Francis. Tries to send it into space. Santimo are collected. Still maintaining possession of the ball right now. Enzo. Fall. Martinez. Out wide to David Najim, who is unmarked, but Solon Asante has the defender get the better of him. Okay, it looks like it's back to normal with how our highlights. I don't know what was up with that last match. I think it was just the settings that everything was on, like an ultra quick setup. And Elizabethtown picks up their first yellow card of the match. But they also had the first 2 shots of the match as well. Certainly, let's move into more of an attacking mindset, because we're still playing for a lot as well. Three shots already and 1 shot on target. Here we are with Elizabethtown's first kind of recognized highlight, but Restrepo basically holds on to the ball from a free kick. Sends it up to Santimo. He's been a good player, but I'm not sure if I'll go out of my way to try and bring him back like I will with someone like Dane Kelly or so. Still dribbling through the box. Ever Guzman takes a chance, sends it behind Daniel Rios. That was probably a saving grace there. Still no shots from us right now. There it is, our first shot of the match. Lancaster was off target. Let's encourage them a bit more. I don't know why I don't set that as my normal strategy going into most matches. Taylor picks up a yellow card for us. Hold on, what was the update? Oh wow, Strangers. They're currently trailing 1-0. Cloudsdale may be doing a favor to Elizabethtown to take a result there. VSI Valley picks up a goal early in their match. Dead Wills equalize it right back though. Live look at the table and the current title race. It's been a relatively decent first half, very balanced between both of our sides. I'm curious right now if Elizabethtown is playing a lot more conservatively to try and maintain just their spot on the table and just hope that business gets done elsewhere as we see Dead Whales take a lead. Oh, Chambers sends it wide of the post for Elizabethtown. Yep, Dead Whales takes lead, but we currently still have a point advantage. I'm not sure if we'll be able to hold this for so long. Dane Kelly! Dane Kelly sends Wilmington Town up right before the halftime whistle. We join right back, and Dan Kelly sends us in front off of a free kick. I actually want to see this replay. He gets in. He may have very well been offsides, and I hope they don't call that back, but wow, what a scoreline. Exciting to get that. Let's just get into halftime, and there. Boom. Looking elsewhere, Inna Voltson is leading, gets a penalty goal for Cloudsdale, as we have a rather exciting one for Dead Wells to go up 2-1. Pleased with how things are going. That makes the championship race all the more crucial. If Strangers can pick up 2 more goals, they will potentially change how a lot of this has been played. Very, very nervous scenes here in the stadium. But also, due to results elsewhere, it may not matter if I even pick up the result if Cloudsdale can take care of business. I'll be interested to see what type of halftime changes Elizabethtown comes out with here in this second half. Strangers gets a goal back. So they actually do have an opportunity to pick up a chance and move in front. That puts me up to 3rd place. Wow. It's big here on decision day. But there's a chance for a top half finish, and we are definitely going to try and find our way to fight for it. Here we are coming back for the second half. I was just about to think about that. Message into our own Discord channel. Evergoodsman gets the ball, sends it up to Daniel Rios. They will be desperate to get any type of goal to try and get their way back, just to not have to worry about a potential goal differential. Or if Strangers picks up their own 3rd goal and take a win. We're going to do everything we can to try and kind of stymie them at every opportunity. Why does ball fall out? Placed up there when he should be back there, but Restrepo takes the ball into his own grasp. Sends it over to Sean Francis. Tries to take it up on the wing. He gets around the first defender. He doesn't have the pace to try and beat him, but he gets it into the box, but sends it right of goal. Sounds like a time to there it is, it's fixed. Sounds like time to bring out Santi Moar and bring on Corey Herzog. Another update here for decision day. No change in our scores. Josh Yarrow picks up a yellow card. Still looking around other results. Still incredibly nervous here in this second half. Come on, get to it. Yes! Josh Yarrow picks up the ball and he'll send it back to Restrepo. Corey Herzog sends it up to Cameron Lancaster, drives it back to Herzog. Taylor, over to Sean Francis. Herzog. Francis. Martinez holds it in the middle. I may sub him out for Sebastian Valaquez. He gave us a boost in that last match out. Najim. Martinez takes a chance here on the edge of the box. Sends it out to Francis to kind of spend a lot more time here. Into Herzog. Cameron Lancaster, but Willis will quickly take the ball up and play. Corner kick. Opportunity chance. Restrepo clears it out, but the ball stays within an attacking reach. Sent out of the box, but still falls back into an Elizabethtown defender's hand. Taylor, over to Corey Herzog. Herzog maintaining possession as he tries to find a way through, but gives the ball over to Guzman, a bad giveaway. Yeah, but excellent defending from Yarrow to not let the easy goal go through, and Restrepo will cleanly take the ball into his control and end that attacking chance. Ever Guzman's definitely been one of the better players we've seen against Elizabethtown. Let's actually do Sean Francis or Jermaine Taylor or Josh Yarrow to come out, maybe. I don't need to do anything that really frustrates stuff, but I do have a bunch of players that are kind of sitting on yellow cards. Carl Ouimet may actually not be a bad choice to try and come in. Let's bring him in for Josh Yarrow. Still no change in score lines. Wait, hold on. The AI team is atop the league. Wow. What a scoreline. Elizabethtown is going to have to throw everything they got to try and get back into this one and take away a draw, but they got to score 2. Unless Cloudsdale can get 1, they have to score 2. Guzman with a chance. Francis. And he sends it out. Unreal. Let's do a little bit of time wasting. Enzo has been playing well. Francis, Taylor, I almost feel like we should just hold on to the 1-goal lead that we have. Still no change in other scores. It's wild they haven't made a substitution yet in this match. Elizabethtown knows they have to get 2 to win the title, or they need 1 just to get back into the race, but 2 would certainly make it a lot more certain of their opportunity. Just got to defend for our lives for the last couple seconds of this match. Good defense from Sean Francis to clear the ball out of play. Solomon Asante picks it up, backs it to Najim, sends it back to Restrepo, up to Corey Herzog. Tries to dribble around the first defender. It's caught in on the edge, but transition play here for Elizabethtown. They have the numbers, but quickly blocked back on defense. Goal kick. Still no change. Throw in. Chance. Oh, blocked out. Ever Guzman collects the ball. Well, clears it out of play. Free kick given. Offsides, Guzman. I can't believe it. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Restrepo's going to send the ball forward. Harris. Chambers. Bad giveaway. Up to Cameron Lancaster. Guzman. Cameron Lancaster will collect the ball in the midfield. Sends it up to Taylor. Fall. Corey Herzog. Herzog still with the ball. Back to Fall. Over to Martinez. Sends it right to David Najim. Up to Asante. Takes it here on the wing. Corner kick. This would be some scoreline here. It's the last chance. They need 2, and at best they may very well only end up with 1. Cloudsdale gets a goal back. So all they need now is just the 1. All they need is just the goal, and the title could still very well be theirs. Big impact from Cloudsdale. Restrepo sends the ball over the bar. The title could still be Elizabethtown's. Send it out. Just playing for pride here. I want to take this victory. I'll finish in 4th, but I just want to take a victory off the champ. That's it! Wilmington Town FC will take a 1-0 result. That guarantees that we will finish at least in 4th place. What a scoreline. AI side is Cloudsdale takes a 3-2 victory. 1-0 for Wilmington Town, Dan Kelly right before halftime, and then a 2-2 result elsewhere. What an exciting final day of the season. Despite the defeat on the final day of the year, Elizabethtown will end up with the title, it looks like. Just a wild match from Cloudsdale's perspective of just 3-2 right now, here right before the break. Queens Park Strangers needs 2. Can they get it? We took care of business in our match to finish where we did. I'll be curious. I want to go back and check if, at least in English football, if there's ever been an instance where a team clinched the title in a match they eventually lost. In the match that they lost. So Cloudsdale picks up the 3-2 result. That'll be enough, and a massive congratulations to Elizabethtown on picking up the title. I certainly want to see it become official, but Dan Kelly leads the season with 6 goals from the first 9 games and picks up his 7th in this 10th match. He'll be the highest average rated player, and very well the MVP of not only Wilmington Town, but I would say the league MVP of this season. Big congrats to Matthew and Elizabethtown for their victory here in this pilot season of eUSL. This has certainly been a exciting final day, and I hope you guys have enjoyed following through everything here with this season. We're going to wait to save everything and let it be official. there it is. A 1-0 result, but the title will rest at Elizabethtown Stadium. We'll end up finishing in 4th place. We take a 0 goal differential, but 16 points on the season at a 5-1-4 final. Let's take one final look at the rest of the table. Hold on, let's quickly go through a bit of the inbox. Yep. But one final look at the table, and it just shows how close this was on the final day, that it was only a 1-point advantage. And I actually took down the champions twice this year, something I'll be particularly proud of with how we've been playing. But a big congrats to Elizabethtown. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed following along with Wilmington Town FC this season. We'll definitely shoot for a higher spot than 4th place soon, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the year, and this is Stat Robots signing off.